Hello, everybody, and welcome into Superstars Reborn, the pre-show. As always, your host, EIF owner Carney, back at it again right here on twitch.tv/EIF Network, the home of Extreme International Fighting, and it has been for the last 2 years, and tonight we see a pay-per-view that has had back-to-back main event of the year candidates in the last two. On one end, we saw Deathlock versus Brutality. On the other end, more recently, last year, we saw an incredible triple threat Hell in a Cell that looks to be relived as 1 year later, the path that began NBC Masters main event career comes full circle. NBC returns home looking to remain Superstardom champion, where last year at this very same pay-per-view, in this stipulation, he won his very first Superstardom Championship reign. As I said, I am EIF owner Carney. Welcome into the Superstars Reborn pre-show. A lot going on around EIF now, and I want to remind everybody that I know this is a little unfamiliar, right? The pre-show. It's been a long time since we've done a pre-show here on the EIF network, but we are doing them now as part of our summer pay-per-view series. So from Superstars Reborn until at least Victory Votes. SummerSlam we can't confirm, only for the fact that SummerSlam's already guaranteed to be 6 hours long, but for the summer pay-per-views, you are going to get pre-shows. Depending on how things go beyond that, you may continue to see pre-shows here for each EIF pay-per-view event, not X event. Speaking of pay-per-view events, tonight's pay-per-view makes us return to the single brand pay-per-views. For the first time since they were introduced 6 years ago, we're going to see Superstardom have the first of two pay-per-views. It's always been traditionally ED, then Superstardom, but SS is going to get the call first in order to expedite the process of the draft, since we're a little behind this year in scheduling, because tonight is one of the main things that no matter what you see on the card at Superstars Reborn, you know it's an exciting aspect of it, and that is the Superstardom draft. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, many will be competing for the last time on 2K17 with their current Superstardom character, as everybody will go into the draft. Several superstars have made it a point to reserve their characters for next half, and they've done the smart thing in doing that. Headshot Killa is actually the last person that needs to pick, as well as Rook, a Helocity superstar. Rook, I'm not sure if you're out there watching on the broadcast or you have some friends in here that know you, but we don't know where the whereabouts of you are, whether you're in EIF or not anymore, but if you are, we do need to know who your character is. Of course, he is part of Helocity, and Helocity does have a spot on our main roster tonight. Tonight's main card features 5 guaranteed matches. We're definitely looking to get more. 3 championships on the line, the Helocity title, the U.S., and of course the Superstardom Championship triple threat main event. A Helocity title is also being held on the line in a triple threat. That's expected to take place earlier in the show. We've got some great undercard action set for you and so much more. We'd just like to give a couple of headlines here to kick off tonight's pre-show, and in the meantime, to make it easier on you as we do that, I'll go ahead and throw a match on for you guys in the background. Again, not an actual EIF match, but we can go ahead and just throw something together. We'll also, he is already taken, so we will also be using tonight's arena, which is Hell in a Cell. Back-to-back arenas, or back-to-back years that Hell in a Cell is the arena. Is he in the game? Oh, all right, fine then. Okay, Headshot is DDP, so there's that for you guys. That sounds absolutely amazing pick, and I mean that in the best of sarcastic ways. So, not an Austin Aries, not a Mojo Raleigh, someone more modern, someone I would have liked to see. Nope, we get DDP. That's great. Anyway, so right now, though, as we go through some headlines here, we'll also mention, other than Headshot, who else is getting draft picks. Then we're going to be announcing one by one the people that will be getting a superstar given to them at random, which I'll be doing that. Also would like to remind everybody, though, before then, that tonight's show, unfortunately, will not feature entrances. We are, again, not expected to see entrances here tonight on Superstars Reborn. Of course, you're going to get to see these right now, but as you're watching, wherever you are, whether it's your smartphone, Xbox, or tablet, wherever sort of media platform you're using to stream EIF Network here, as you can probably see or hear more so, I guess I should be saying not here. You can't hear the music right now due to the WWE 2K17 copyrights with Take-Two Productions and Twitch. And usually we're able to air it with the help of assistant Ratluck. However, Ratluck, the #1 contender for EIF's World Championship, who also does a great amount of work outside the squared circle, is going to be unavailable tonight. Ratluck had a lot of time in Superstardom over the last year, but with the ED transition, not necessarily needed for a Superstardom show, and unfortunately he won't be here. But he was supposed to be here for entrances. Some things come up, and sometimes they do. Still no confirmation on whether we'll get a hype video or not. Hybrid Maniac, who's also a media ambassador, used to be the pre-show host. We were planning on having him do those duties tonight. He's going to be unavailable as well. So I'm going to ride it out. Unfortunate that we're not going to get those entrances for you guys. At the same time, though, might help in terms of the show being a little bit more efficient in time. And we know some guys are fans of the straight-up bell-to-bell action. And if you are, you're going to get that tonight, match after match after match. We're planning on making Superstars Reborn a pay-per-view to remember. We mentioned earlier that ED and their single-brand pay-per-view, Hardcore Sacrifice, usually are the predecessor to Superstars Reborn. This year, not the case. Still awaiting a date confirmation on Hardcore Sacrifice, and I do apologize about that. I know this year things have been a little different around Extreme International Fighting, but over the summer, I promise we are trying to get back to the excellence that the fans and, of course, the Superstars have been accustomed to having here on EIF Network and just overall in the last decade of Extreme International Fighting. But these things do take time, and we're certainly hoping that a strong pay-per-view tonight could be a step in the right direction towards that. Also, we'll announce when X6 is coming up. That's coming in a couple weeks. And we will be having the show schedule, I'm hoping, before tomorrow afternoon. We're going to have the show schedule up. I can tell you right now that there will be no show tomorrow in observance of Mother's Day, of course. We understand that a lot of EIF superstars trying to be there for the mothers of the world that probably bought them the Xbox that they are playing on here tonight, and even for you, the fans. So, what? I'm on air, man. Yeah, but I mean, better hope that's a quick-ass match. I mean, how can you can't be AFK and then need to get your match done by 9:20 when you're giving me 50 minutes to work with. So, no, we're planning on making it the opening match, so I guess no hype video. That's great. Anyway, I apologize I had to get off or out of character. But, you know, hey, that's part of the EIF world that is these days. As we said, though, I really am trying, guys, and I certainly acknowledge here as the owner that, you know, I even have not put the best steps forward to making EIF the product that I know it can be, that it has been. It's been a gold standard for a long time. It just, unfortunately, some things have came up, and, of course, the one thing that we can't battle in the ring, and if we do, it's always a loss, is the battle against time and age. You only get older, and the responsibilities tend to only grow and become bigger and bigger, and so that's kind of one of the things that I'm personally battling. I know a lot of our superstars and those superstars that act as part of the staff here at EIF are battling that as well. But we're doing our absolute best to just provide you with top-notch quality here at EIF, and again, certainly hoping we've assembled a well enough put-together card tonight. Also want to remind everybody that after telling you guys all of that, while we are talking about Superstardom tonight, we do have to acknowledge one of the most popular things in EIF year after year. That is, of course, the BFG EIF Battle for Glory All-Stars tournament, which started in 2012. This year it is the 6th installment of the BFG, and we are in the preliminary round. Towards the end of the preliminary round, before the end of this week, it looks like the quarterfinals are going to be set to begin. We have just one more match in the BFG opening round to take place. 7-seed Pepsi Killer versus 10-seed Greedy. Those two are fighting each other, and Greedy looking to be just the 2nd seed to second underseed, I should say, to advance into round 2. This year's BFG has really lived up to those number rankings, those numerical rankings, and a lot of people questioning the format of the BFG. I can tell you this much. The 5 years prior to this year, the opening round format has remained the same, 1 through 16, in terms of 1 vs 16, 2 vs 15, etc., etc. And this, if Greedy is to lose to Pepsi Killer, Untamed Legend would be the only underseed to move on. This would be just the second time in BFG history, through what is now the 6th tournament, just the second time in BFG history that we would see only one underseed move on. GTA Fan actually was the only one to do so in, I believe, I want to say 2014. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's either 2014 or 2013, but I'm pretty confident it was 14 because in 13, King Black Mac fought Icon. I believe King Black Mac was the underseed in that one. But nonetheless, Untamed looking to do that and just be the second person in history to be the lone underseed to advance. 2 or more have advanced in 4 of the 5 previous tournaments, and Greedy will look to continue that trend while Pepsi will look to dispel it. Other superstars that have already been confirmed to move on are NBC Master, Hybrid Maniac, Nexus Genesis, Ratluck, Jumper Magnum, and E-Bands. That is 1 and 2 in NBC and Hybrid. Then we have 4 through 6, and then number 8 advancing, of course, Untamed Legend, knocking off Hostile via DQ. Many people think if it weren't for Hostile making that decision to get disqualified, which pretty much ended up being an intentional DQ, that it would have featured all superstars, all higher seeds, making it to the next round. Up till this point, of course, we don't know if that would have been the same as, I accidentally paused it right there. My apologies for those that are intently watching Cesaro and Roman Reigns AIs duke it out on the Play Now screens. But again, many people believe it would be all higher seeds advancing. Of course, Pepsi Killer still would have had to get that job done. We'll find out if he can. Want to let everybody know, keep an eye out because Mother's Day won't see a show, but it could very well see, and in fact should, see Greedy versus Pepsi Killer. Those two are supposed to have their matchup take place at some point before the end of Sunday, as that was the original deadline. If an absolute emergency takes place, we'll see if we can change things up. But let's move back to Superstardom. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. Tonight's main event, of course, features NBC Master facing off against Nexus Genesis and Greedy. These three have been in the thick of things for the Superstardom Championship since WrestleMania, even a little bit prior to that when it comes to NBC and Nexus Genesis. And there's always a chance tonight could be the final chapter being written in this story between these three, but they're fighting in a Hell in a Cell match. I want to rewind you guys to 12 months ago, May of 2016, NBC Master getting his first opportunity in a main event championship. DZ is the world champion of Superstardom, and James Arkoffel also involved in the mix of things. Those three would go on to produce a 30-plus minute classic match of the year candidate, which NBC would go on to have many of in 2016. It was the year of NBC Master, who that night, by defeating by way of submission to DZ, was able to become the undisputed, at that time, undisputed Superstardom champion. He is now in his 5th tenure as the top champ in Superstardom. He's just 2 weeks into the reign after an X5 victory over Nexus Genesis. But tonight, he gets an opportunity to defend that title in a triple threat Hell in a Cell match. It's the same stipulation that he bared through last year, and of course that's a big moment. Big focus here tonight, I think, though, is going to be Greedy, a superstar who, as the dead man, should be dead in the water by any means necessary if he were to lose in tonight's matchup. He's failed several times at capturing the Superstardom title, dating all the way back to last August at SummerSlam. Those are things that are going to become pretty darn difficult to overcome, and for that reason, Greedy almost facing a must-win situation tonight. Of course, he's got the Tombstone Pile Driver, and he does have submission, but it's a ground submission. Nexus Genesis, on the other hand, while him and NBC have exchanged one-on-one victories over the last several months, NBC Master actually has the longest Superstardom title reign in history. It went 5+ months before Nexus Genesis was the one to end it, and he seemed to be the only one-on-one opponent that has cracked the code that is NBC Master. So it's going to be very interesting to see if that shows up at all in this matchup, but you do have Greedy maybe playing third wheel. You have to wonder if that third wheel is going to be something that could cause a win. Triple threats are always a little odd in that regard because we've seen moments and times where two superstars, and you look at, NBC and Nexus Genesis and almost the friendship that is almost turned into hatred when it comes to their EIF relationship. If those two are going to be too caught up in one another and maybe, perhaps, leaving Greedy wide open for an opportunity to capitalize. We're talking about that as a big story, but we have to acknowledge the other big story here tonight, and it is for the U.S. title, ASP and Headshot Killa going one-on-one. Headshot Killa, much like Greedy, has to be running out of chances, and you have to wonder if tonight is the last opportunity. Many would believe it is for both him and Greedy, both superstars in a must-win scenario tonight. They've got to take home gold. It's either win or bust, essentially. Headshot being granted one more opportunity against Pursuit ASP after those two put on the match of the night at X5. They're going to be given a second opportunity here tonight. It's going to be under normal rules, though, so we'll see if anything crazy happens there. Of course, also want to remind everybody that kicking things off, it looks like, is going to be the Velocity Championship matchup. We're just waiting for Deadly to get back to his Xbox if he hasn't already. James Arkoffel and Romans is here. Deadly is now back. And so for that reason, while this is kind of the pre-show, guys, I think we're going to take things into a bit of a different role. We're going to take a unique approach to tonight, as we'll just end up ending this pre-show a little bit early, let's say in 10 minutes. And then at 8:45, I don't know if we have a hype video. I haven't heard anything from Hybrid Maniac. So if we do have one, we can always play it later in the show. And at 8:45, we will begin the show with the Velocity Championship match kicking it off. So maybe an extended Superstars Reborn tonight. Of course, we're expected to have some more action as well. Also confirmed just prior to getting on the stream tonight, the world champion on ED is in the house. Stephen Porter, a.k.a. Tripod, a.k.a. Stephen Cunningham, a.k.a. Fatty McButterpants if you were in WWE 12. If not, lucky you. Or 13. Anyway, doesn't matter. He is the EIF World Champion for the first time in his career. It took 600-plus matches to get there. The longest matches it took for somebody to win a World Championship in EIF history, but I'm sure Tripod would say it was well worth it. Tonight he has a non-title matchup against EBAMS. It's going to be Dolph Ziggler and Enzo Amore. On the ED side, EBAMS is certainly trying to get his name in the mix of things and prove that he deserves an opportunity to be in the ED main event scene. Speaking of ED main event, this coming week's ED, which again does not have a date and time yet, will be announced before the end of tomorrow, will feature Tripod going one-on-one with Ratluck for the EIF World Championship. While we don't have the confirmed date of Hardcore Sacrifice either, we can tell you that the winner of that one-on-one will walk into Hardcore Sacrifice as the world champion defending over on ED. And of course, everybody knows the elephant in the room that needs to be addressed is the connection situation on ED. So we want to let everybody know now that while that is a single brand pay-per-view and while ED has had its peaks and valleys, more so valleys, this year, then some years before, we're going to do absolutely everything we can in our power to make sure that that pay-per-view goes off without a sitch. That's obviously going to be difficult to do, better or easier said than done, I think many would agree. But again, we are going to be doing our absolute best to try and make sure that that pay-per-view works. Please make sure that in the meantime, before we get into the thick of things tonight, that you're following us along on Twitter. You can follow us using @EIF Network. Feel free to tweet at us if you have anything you'd like to mention as well regarding tonight's show. Also, we ask that you do that because that's where the up-to-date show schedules take place, and I believe that the first, once we get the official date for Hardcore Sacrifice, I'm going to say that you will all find out first and foremost right there on the EIF Network. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and begin one of the more exciting aspects of tonight because it is not a match, but it's a part of the show that goes on throughout the whole night, and that is the 2K17 second round draft for Superstardom. Each game year, there are two drafts in EIF, one held at the beginning of the game, the other held at the rough or estimated midpoint to maybe 50 to 60% through the year. And this year, of course, we're featuring somewhat of a cropped roster, it feels, but nonetheless, we're getting that roster filled out. We are going to let you know that we've got some other matches going on tonight, which you will see throughout the night. We mentioned Hybrid. Right now, I don't see him, but he should be here by all accounts. I'm just not sure where he is. But Perfect. All right. Well, we are just getting, we're just hearing some things off the stream here, so my apologies for that. Anyway, it is almost time to do the draft. And of course, we're also going to be letting everybody know who has already been taken. And we'll let you guys know that in just a little bit here. I'm actually drawing some random names right now, so I'll let you guys know. And again, this is something that we're going to be doing throughout the show tonight. So if you don't hear your name called at first, we want to let you know that it's okay. Don't worry about it. We will get to you. If at some point by the end of the night you have not heard your name called, you have not heard anything about your name being drawn out, whatever the case may be, that is completely okay. Please let me know. I will still assist you in getting you a character, because I know that some names can slip, especially with the Hellocity roster, guys. Guys, if you're tuning in from Hellocity, I do apologize if we don't get your one of your names called. Don't take offense to it, I promise. Again, just let me know if your name did not get called, and we will be absolutely sure to make sure that you end up with a character. So let's go ahead and get through the first round of picks. And before that, we will reveal some superstars that have already been taken as we talk about the EIF second half, 2K17 Superstardom Draft. Well, let's start it out with who's taken. And by the way, these should be on the website at some point. Right now, the only thing Tripod's going to need to do make sure he clears out the roster. I mean, holy hell. I mean, yeah, that's true. But, I mean, holy hell, how the hell did ICW Rockstar get a character? When did he come back? Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Anyway. Yeah, okay. All right, here are the characters to start out. Let's begin with our reserved characters. Coming in at the first overall draft pick in 2K17 second round was Greedy, and he, much like you'll see a few superstars did, chose to retain the rights of their character. He, no. Invite him, because your match is like in 5 minutes. You guys are not leaving. Oh, alright, fine. Well, then join. Don't you love how I just acted tough? Alright, somebody invite him back. You heard him. Alright. Well, luckily we don't have a huge amount of people watching right now, so that helps. But anyway, Greedy at first overall, taking the dead man, The Undertaker. Followed by him, it's EIF World Champion Prismatic Nebula, who broke the walls down by breaking the code and being Y2J. Nexus Genesis will retain the rights as Seth Rollins, and NBC Master will follow as Brock Lesnar. So the three superstars in our main event tonight will continue their runs on their current characters. Master B stealing Untamed Legend's character, as he is John Cena, Untamed Legend, then forced at number 6 overall to pick Randy Orton. James Arkoffel, who's Hellocity champion right now, is going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin after tonight, so he'll be raising some hell. Deathlock will continue to be the King of Strong Style. Number 8 is Shinsuke Nakamura. Number 9, Jumper is from Down Under, and by this we mean the Demon World, as he'll be the Demon King Finn Balor. At number 10, Midnight Mayfire becomes Simply Phenomenal with AJ Styles. At 11, a veteran and Hall of Fame superstar, Hybrid Maniac, will represent WWE Hall of Famer, the late, great Eddie Guerrero. B-Ball Romans, who's competing for the Hellocity Championship tonight, guess who he picked? Roman Reigns. Tyron Hunt at unlucky number 13 picks the Heartbreaker, and he has been unlucky as all hell this year, and I just realized that is perfect that he's 13, and tonight is May 13th. Tyron Hunt, Shawn Michaels. Rook is undecided, so we'll let him pick if he ever comes back. We don't know. Ratluck taking Booker T at 15. DZ with the game, Triple H. Deadly, who following tonight will upgrade his character from Mick Foley to Sting. Headshot Killa has DDP. We have some more characters that we'll be revealing at another point, but for now, let's begin the draft. And our first superstar up for the draft, and again, these superstars will be given someone at random, is Pursued ASP. The EIF United States champion who is currently the game Triple H. We know he will not be Triple H because DZ selected him and was able to reacquire the rights of Triple H. And now, following tonight, ASP will be the man that gravity forgot, Neville. Coming up next, it's Wicked Jr. Well, Wicked Jr., a part-time superstar, but we've seen a little bit more of him lately. We can be nice about that. Wicked Jr., who's probably hoping for a better character than what he's usually had. He was Sami Zayn last time, but he's going to be a little bit more crazy this time. He picks up the Lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose. Up next, we have a Helocity superstar getting his draft pick, and that is Blah Blah. Well, Blah Blah we've seen a decent amount of. He was Stardust before, and I can tell you he is not Stardust now, but he does remain with an S-lettered character. He will be none other than Sheamus. Up next, it's an EIF Hall of Famer, Executioner. We saw a little bit of him earlier in the year. Not sure how much more we will see of him. Hell, we might not see him at all, but fuck it. We've got 100 characters to give away. So, let's go ahead. Executioner. Well, Executioner's going to need to be showing up more. And you know why? He's got kids. He needs this job. He's Heath Slater. Speaking of somebody who we haven't seen show up in a long-ass time, it's my little brother, Braden. I just had a talk with him earlier today, and Braden is planning on showing up a bit more. God damn it, he better, because he is Kalisto. And our last name before matches begin, the last superstar that will receive a draft pick before the show begins tonight is EBAMS. Well, EBAMS could potentially get his character Enzo Amore again. He knows he cannot get one of his previous characters in Neville. ASP's got that guy. But EBAMS will be needing to call the cops because he's one half of the Fashion Police Fandango. And that is it for now. We will have more names to be drawn later on in the show. Again, those picks that were just announced were ASP with Neville, Wicked Jr. with Dean Ambrose, Blah Blah with Sheamus, Executioner with Heath Slater, Braden with Kalisto, and EBAMS with Fandango. Again, More names will be announced later on throughout the show. Still a lot of names. Would like to remind anybody that if you're not satisfied with the character you are given, there are ways of obtaining another one. It's called a free agent. It's called a free agent pick. You need one to execute. And if you want one, contact me following the show for more details. However, in the meantime, let's go ahead and skip the theatrics. We don't need a hype video to have EIF. We don't need entrances to have EIF. All we need is superstars willing to compete, and it looks like we've got 3 in the party right now. Let's get the show kicked off with some Velocity Championship action. It's triple threat time. Deadly, Romans, who's got a horrific mic and needs to stop doing whatever the fuck he's doing, and James Arkoffel. Seriously, whatever you're doing, dude, it sounds like you're swimming in a fishbowl. Maybe he's here. I don't know. Hold on a second. Well, before I get all excited and act like we're going to do that match, Romans, are you here? Okay, perfect. All right. Well, don't worry. It's the opening match. Okay, so get ready, guys. This is a triple threat for the Velocity Championship. It's a Superstardom match, a rare chance for Velocity to be featured on Superstardom. The match is up. Please go ahead and join. Hey, can somebody tell me that's watching the stream, does it say if entrances is on or off? Okay, then we're gonna turn them on. Okay, you're joining EIF owner Carney. I forgot that there is confusion tonight, so. Well, I understand. I understand. Yeah. By the way, guys, we will do in-ring introductions for you guys. Again, gentlemen, the match is up. We asked Deadly, B-Ball Romans, and James Arkoffel to be joining. All of them seem very eager to do so. None of them have joined so far. So. Oh, no. Alright, well, let me go ahead and actually, here, Roman, I'm sorry. I know you are, but I'm going to crash real quick. I'm going to actually go back to the start screen and try to reload the game and see if you guys can do it that way. I will be honest with you guys, I didn't crash my game from the night before. So, like, when I clicked on it today, it just brought me right back in. So, hopefully I don't have to reset, but if I do, if need be, we will. So, alright, let's go ahead and give this another try. We're going to ask... Let's do one person to join at a time. Let's just take the safe side of things. See if that helps us at all. Yep. All right. Let's have Deadly Gamer join first before anybody else. Also, eBam sending me a message here. Hashtag I'm heated in reference to getting Fandango of the Fashion Police. He might need a free agent pick. Alright, cool. Alright, Deadly's in. Go ahead, James, and join. What's up? I'd have to look, man. I just don't know right now. Listen, and okay, I'll say this right now. I'll say this right now. Anybody, because I guess I should have said this. If anybody is trying to utilize the free agent pick already, you are going to have to wait until the end of the show once every name has been drafted. That's only to make it fair. So, okay, B-Ball Romans, you can go ahead and join. Deadly, I don't think you're Connor. Oh, great. So you can't connect either James or Deadly. No, wait a minute. Yeah, he he can't join because that's not good. B-Ball Romans can't connect to one of you guys because he was the only one that was able to join last time. Deadly, you are Mick Foley. You are Mick Foley. Listen, I'm sorry if it's hard to explain. You're Mick Foley tonight because this is still technically the first half. Now, following... Okay, yes, and I can read the screen on WWE 2K17. I am legible. So, I see that you're in here. Anyway, yes. After tonight, the second half begins. So, yeah. Romans is, I believe, Mojo Rawley. So, this will be an interesting group of characters. Velocity does have its learning points that need to be taken. Greedy. Why, dude? Also, Deadly, are you okay, man? What's going on, dude? You're picking like 7 characters and now you just left the game. Guys, hold on, guys, hold on. We need everybody to be quiet so that I can focus on these guys so they know what they're doing because they usually don't, okay? I don't work with these superstars a whole lot. Deadly, what is going on? Did you get kicked out of the game or did you accidentally leave? Okay. All right. So will it let you join back or will it not? Have you already tried? Okay, so I'm going to remake it again. Listen, okay, whoever played that, listen, I don't know if it's one of the Velocity guys or not. Guys, for you to be in this party, we really, especially when we're on stream, it's already embarrassing enough that you guys don't know how to do a game. So let's, you know, try to understand what everybody's doing, okay? So listen, Deadly, yes, you are Mick Foley. You can pick any of the faces of Foley. I recommend so that way you don't dick around with the game. You know who you're going to pick right now instead of picking 5 different characters because each time you have to render in a character, it affects the game. It really does. I'm not kidding. So figure out right now in your head who you want to be, okay? Get in, pick the guy, wait until everybody else gets in. We're going to do this again, guys, with one guy joining at a time, starting with Deadly, after he joins James, after he joins Romans. The match is up again. Not to mention, one of you guys already said you need to... Great. All right. Listen, if that happens, man, you need to... That is the chance where you can overspeak me. If your game's loading up, you need to tell me, hey, I'm crashing because I can't let the game session stay up long. You have to understand, you're working with a very, very, very fragile game and its servers. Yeah, headshot, dude, please, man. We're hearing noise from your stuff, okay? The antenna, just put the mic down when you have to fix it. Okay. So really, we said we were going to start the show early. We're not starting the show early at all. So, and somebody has to leave like early, so you better hope this goddamn match is good and at a good time. So we actually, you know, I can tell EIF has seen better days because, like, right now it's telling me I have 5 live viewers, and before you used to start pay-per-views with 20s on the low end. Like, that was a low number. Okay, your game is good? Alright, cool. So, okay, guys, so it's going to be Deadly joining first, then James, then Romans. I'll tell you guys when each of you join. Alright, so the match is up, so Deadly, please go ahead and join. I'll wait to see I have to wait and see that he's, like, on this screen. Alright, cool. Alright, James, go ahead and join. What? If he's online, yeah, just somebody invite him to the party. Oh, perfect. Sorry, man. I haven't been able to focus. Alright, go ahead, Romans, and join. Now, at this point, Deadly and James, you guys should be selecting your characters, so... Yeah, I agree 100%. That is not true. Tyron, I'm glad you're here, man, because you would definitely be a serviceable backup if need be. So, all right. Yeah, he's just loading in. But if this doesn't... Okay. And also kicked out Deadly, so... Yeah, Romans, dude, I think it's you, man. I'm not going to lie, because you and Deadly are having some sort of connection issue because you're not able to get in, and when you are, he's getting kicked out. So, I hate to do this to you, man, but, like, Wait. Yeah, I know. Deadly, you're the one that has to leave early, right? I like the answer. Oh, my God. Yeah, well, hey, I told everybody this will be a show not to forget. Well, I'm already forgetting about it, or at least trying. I know. Well, I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to be positive, guys. Because by God, does it? Yeah. No, I don't know if it's Deadly or if it's Romans. That's the thing. I don't know whose it is. I feel like it might. It's either one of the two. So, listen. For now, here's what we have to do. Deadly, are you here? It says he's not connecting anymore. Tyron, get on the game. Get on the game. We, This is why I wish I could have done the show on my schedule. Not, oh, hey, man, I knew about this pay-per-view 3 weeks in advance, but I thought I would tell you 10 minutes before that I need my match first. Like, that's something you could let me know or Ratluck know to tell me so I know when to, and how to book the show. Because now I don't get to book it the way I do, and things are affected that way. So when Deadly does or doesn't... now I'm connecting. Okay, good start, everybody. Okay. Well, I can hear everybody, but... Can you guys still hear me? Oh, okay. I don't know what was going on there. Anyway, alright, so Deadly is not in the party? Nah, he is, dude. I just saw his mic move. Everybody... Okay, so Deadly's there. Alright. So here's what we're going to try and do. Tyron, are you on the game? Okay, cool. Alright, so Roman, because of seniority and the fact that Deadly and James have had more matches than you, I have to do what I can think in my head is the best resort right now because it doesn't look like the three of you are going to work. So I'm going to give Deadly an opportunity. If it doesn't work and we find out it's Deadly's connection, I would recommend staying in the party because then we will sub Deadly with you. But for now, we're going to take you out of this. I will repay you and remind Ratluck to give you a future one-on-one for the championship. If tonight does not work out, you could have a one-on-one with the winner of this. And then it will be... but for now, we're going to do Deadly, James, and Tyron Hunt. So, what a great combination. Daniel Bryan, Mick Foley, and fucking, I think, Dash Wilder. I don't even know. But, absolutely deplorable in all senses of the word. Or, alright, the match is up. Or do you guys want to use your second half characters? Because it would be Shawn. Let's do that. You guys want to do that? Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, and Sting? Oh, okay. James is the champion. He says no. So, therefore, no. Alright, the match is up. The match is up. Alright, so you guys still do... Okay, everybody can join. Everybody can join. Deadly's in. James, Tyron... You guys. Sorry. That's okay. There you go. Oh my god. What is going on tonight? Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually going to make the safe bet, and you know what? I'm gonna hard reset my console because I have not done that, and I am home now, so maybe my console's getting used to the connection. So we're gonna take a break here from Twitch, guys. We apologize for all the inconveniences early on. It is another night in the life of an Extreme International Fighting League member, and we will be back with Superstars Reborn after this.